of Criminology, the IQAC, and the Department of Physical Education, in collaboration with the Economic and Narcotic Crime Police Station, Mangaluru, is conducting this session. All good happens with the grace of God. So let us all invoke God's blessing with a silent prayer. I now request Ms. Sarik Ankita, head of the UV Department of Criminology, to welcome the gathering.
Sometimes challenges and struggles are exactly what we need in our life. May you welcome every effort, every struggle, and every challenge. May you open your wings and fly. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the principal, the management, staff of School of Social Work Roshni Nilaya, I deem it a pleasure and privilege to welcome you all for today's webinar on role of youth in curbing drug menace. True leadership requires the courage to stand up for one's value, the courage to make difficult decisions, and the compassion to listen to others' need. It's never about the role, but always about the goal. Passionate, kind, young, energetic, and a true humanitarian in every manner. We are privileged and honored to have you with us as our chief guest and keynote speaker for today's session, Sri Hariram Shankar, IPS, DCP Law and Order, Mangaluru City. We are really thankful for you for taking the time out of a busy schedule to attend the program. Welcome, sir. It's indeed a great pleasure to welcome speaker for today's session, youth icon, COVID warrior, TV anchor, VJ, celebrity manager, and a social activist, Suhan Alva. He is the person who has been raising his voice on social issues and actively involved with NGO team cause. It is a privilege to have you as our guest speaker. We acknowledge the presence of Sri Mahesh Prasad, Inspector, City Crime Branch Mangaluru, and his staff for joining us for this session. A cordial welcome to our principal, Dr. Juliet CJ, for always being a source of support and motivation. I would like to convey a hearty welcome to all my dear students.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request our dear principal, Dr. Juliet CJ, to give the presidential address. Ma'am, you're not audible. I think you're on mute.
Thank you. Thank you. Chief guest and keynote speaker of the day, Sri Hariram Shankar IPS, DCP Law and Order, Mangaluru City Police. Sri Mahesh Prasad, Inspector. Guest speaker, Sri Suhan Alva, Founder Team Cause. Dignitaries from Economic and Narcotic Police Station, Mangaluru. IQAC Coordinator, Associate Professor Cecilia Farida Gobius. Ms. Sarik Ankita, HOD, BA Criminology Department. And Dean Student Progression, Mr. Sandeep Yu, Physical Education Director. It is a very significant day for the entire world because it is a day that commemorates drug addiction all over the world. Imagine a situation where all the members in a family becomes a drug or alcohol addict. Just imagine the situation of that family. This imagination itself will tell us whether any kind of addiction is healthy or not healthy. All of us know it is not healthy, but many a times our choices are dependent on certain external factors which will force us to choose certain options. You look at the situation and atmosphere, the psychological environment in the family when there are persons addicted to drugs or any other substance. We come across families where there is a deadly silence, where there is fear, apathy, lack of life itself, and tension. Can a family have some moments of happiness, singing songs, happy sharings, laughter, and joy of small things such as a tasty meal shared together, a fun time, taking care of one another, loving one another? That is not possible when such an addiction enters the family. Just now, we had a session on drug addiction itself, wherein the resource person, Dr. Thomas, was telling about the world report that was released yesterday, which states that there are 275 addicted drug users and 35 million drug use disorders. This indicates the gravity of the situation. As said by Tommy Robbins, it is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. The youth need to be guided. The youth need to take decisions which are constructive, pro-life decisions. So when you make an informed decision to say no to addictions, your destiny is getting formed. Dear youth, and that is where this session is important on the role of the youth in reducing the substance abuse. So let this decision become a turning point in our life. I remember how one of our alumni who was working with persons addicted to drugs was moved with joy when one by one, each of them came forward to surrender the cigarettes, drugs, and with all humility shared and their own failings and started earning a living as manual laborers. On a day like this, as we make a choice, be open to the support system that is available, and the youth should be really open to the support system that's available, maybe in the mentors and the teachers, in the family members, or even in the de-addiction centers that are available. So, on this day, I really thank Sri Hariram Shankar IPS, DCP Law and Order, for taking your time off and for your keynote address that will be given shortly. I'm sure that is going to mentor our students, mentor the youth. And I also take this opportunity to thank you, sir, for the diverse opportunities that you have offered for our students to participate in crime-related programs, through which their own talents and proactiveness has come forward, as well as they have learned in their field of studies. Thank you very much. I also thank Sri Suhan Alva, founder Team Cause, for consenting to be here with us for our students. May this session lead to a greater awareness. My congratulations to the entire organizing team, the IQAC coordinator, Associate Professor Cecilia Farida Govias, Ms. Sarek Ankita, Mr. Sandeep, for your meticulous efforts to organize these programs. And congratulations to you, dear students, for being here and the interest that you have in all socially responsible activities. Let this webinar create greater convictions and informed choices in life to be pro-life, choose life, and be a cheerful giver to the society, just as our respected DCP Law and Order, Sri Hariram Shankar, as well as Sri Suhan Alva, the resource persons, they are contributing to the society. Even when they are delivering this keynote address and giving this resource talk, they are contributing to the society. So dear students, you all will be contributing to the society with the informed choices that you are making. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to introduce our chief guest and keynote speaker, Mr. Hariram Shankar. Mr. Hariram Shankar is an IPS officer from the batch of 2016 and is currently the DCP Law and Order for Mangalore City. Mr. Shankar secured the 145th rank in the All India Civil Service exam on his 5th attempt, proving never to give up on one's dream. Mr. Shankar is a mechanical engineer who graduated from NIT Calicut. After completing his graduation, Mr. Shankar joined the SBI as a probationary officer. Realizing that his dreams lay elsewhere, he quit his job and pursued the civil service exam. On his 4th attempt, he got selected for the Indian Audit and Accounts Service. That didn't deter him from making yet another attempt to achieve his dreams, which he successfully did so. Before getting selected as an IPS officer the following year, Mr. Shankar had undergone training at the National Academy of Audit and Accounts in Shimla for a period of 1 year, and he also did 6 months of on-job training in Kolkata. Mr. Shankar is a native of Thrissur, the capital of Kerala, cultural capital of Kerala, and we are extremely lucky and honored to have you as our keynote speaker for this session. Sir, I would now like to request you to address the gathering. Sir, your voice is breaking. I don't think anyone can hear you. No, sir. I'm assuming you said, can you hear me now?
How about now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You're audible
Okay. So, indeed, it is a great thing. A video unmute ಮಾಡಿ. Indeed, it is a great thing that on a Saturday evening, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಆಂಟಿ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಥಿಯರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಏನು ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನಲ್ ಕೋಟ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಈಗ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಯೂತ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯೂತ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಅಡಿಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಟು ಎ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಾವು ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಸಿಟಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಾವು ಸಿಂಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇತರ ಹೆವಿ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸೀಜರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಯೂತ್ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ವಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇನು ಆಗ್ಸಿಕ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು NIT ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಕಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಯೂಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ. And this is not specific to my college, it is common in every college these days. So ಹೀಗಿರುವಾಗ ಯಾಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಯೂತ್ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? there are many causes. ಮೊದಲದಾಗಿ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ. ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಸೇರಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಲೈಟ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ, ನಾವು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡೋ ತರ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅದೊಂದು ಬೇರೆ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೇ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೋಡಿ ಇದು ಸಿಗರೆಟ್ ಅಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಅಡಿಕ್ಷನ್, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬಿಡಬಹುದು. ಈ ತರ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಅಲ್ಲ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ವಾಟರ್ ಥೀಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ರೈಡ್ ನೀವು ಹತ್ಬಹುದು, ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಫುಡ್ ನೀವು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಬಟ್ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಟೈರ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಮುಂದೆ ಬರುವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಎರಡನೇ ಕಾರಣ ಯಾಕೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಪಿಯರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್, ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟಬಿಲಿಟಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ನೀವು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಗಾಂಜಾ ಸೇರೋದು ಕೂಲ್ ಇದೆ, LSD ತಿನ್ನೋದು ಕೂಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಗೋವಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು LSD ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಗೋವಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಸಿ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದು ತಿಂದಿದ್ರೆ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂಥರ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೆಸೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇಂದ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಇದೇನೋ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವಿಷಯ ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೆಲವರು ಪಿಯರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಲ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆಯಾ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮೂರನೇ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನ್ ನೋಡಿದೆ ಈಗ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲಿಸಂ ಕೂಡ ಕೆಲವರು ಅದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಪರ್ಸ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಾಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಯೂತ್ ಯಂಗ್ ಏಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರೇಕಪ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಹಿಂದಿ ಮೂವಿ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಮೂವಿ ಹೆಸರು ಮರ್ತೋಗಿದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಆ ಮೂವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಬ್ರೇಕಪ್ ಆಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಅವನು ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಸೇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾನೆ, ದಾಡಿ ಗಡ್ಡೆ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದು ಒಂಥರ ಕೂಲ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ತುಂಬಾ ಮೂವೀಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ತರ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಕೆಲವರು ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಯಾಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಫಿಲ್ಲರ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ತರ ಕೆಲವರು ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಪರೂಪವಾಗಿ ಸಿಗುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ಲಿ ಅಕಂಪ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ಲಿ ರಿಚ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ವಿಷಯಗಳಿಂದ ಏನು ಖುಷಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬರುವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಈ ತರ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್, ನಾರ್ಕೋಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ಆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ವಿವಿಧ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಂದ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್, ವಿವಿಧ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಂದ ಜನ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ ವಿಷಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ದು ಒಂದು ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ನಮ್ದು. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಶೂರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯಿಂದ ಲೋವರ್ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರ್ಬೋದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಫ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೆರಡು ದಿನ ಫ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಓಡಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಫ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಆಗ್ತಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ತರ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಖುಷಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ಲಿ ಎಂಡೋರ್ಡ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯಿಂದ ಇರುವುದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಖುಷಿಗಳು ಇರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಾಯದಿಂದ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲದೂ ಇದೆ. ಹಂಗೆ ಇರುವಾಗ ಆ ತರ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್, ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಅವೆನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕಿಂದ ಸೈಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ತರ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಅವೆನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅದಂದ್ರೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಅಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಯೂತ್ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಗೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಅಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಕೂಲ್ನೆಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಕಾನೂನು ಮುಂದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದೇ, ಈಕ್ವಲಿ ಕಲ್ಪ್ರಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಕಾನೂನು ಮುಂದೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವುದು, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ವರ್ಷಗಟ್ಟಲೆಯಾಗಿ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಪೆಡ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋನೊಬ್ಬನ, ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೀನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪೆಡೆಸ್ಟಲ್. ನಾನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಕುಂದಾಪುರದಲ್ಲಿ ASP ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಮಣಿಪಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಕೇಸುಗಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನನಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಆವಾಗ ಮಣಿಪಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸುಮಾರು 1200 ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಸಿ ಸೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, 1000 ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಪ್ಸ್ LSD ಸೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಕಿಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಗಟ್ಟಲೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಸೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಹೈಡ್ರೋವೀಡ್ ಸೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಮುಂಚೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇಷನ್, ಡ್ರಗ್ ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದು ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಈಸಿಯರ್ ಇದೆ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಏನು ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. ಬೇರೆ LSD ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಪ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಒಂದು 1000 ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಪ್ಸ್ LSD ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ನೋಟ್ಬುಕ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ತರ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ MDMA ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಸಿ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗುವಂತ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 100 ರಿಂದ 200 ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಇಟ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಯೂತ್ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅವೇರ್ ಇರುವಂತ ಯೂತ್ ಈ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ವೆಬ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಬಿಟ್ಕಾಯಿನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ವೆಬ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಇಂದ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕಾಟ್, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ರಾಂಗ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ವೆಬ್ ಇಂದ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಇದೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ನೀವು ಏನು ಟಾರ್ ಬ್ರೌಸರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಟೈಲ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತ ವಿಷಯ. ಈವನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಈ ತರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಈ ತರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರೆ ಕಡ್ಡಾಯವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಹೆದರ್ಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಹೇಳುವುದಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಯೂತ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇರುವಂತವರು ಆ ಎಸೆನ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನು ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಹಿಡಿಯೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಮೂಲಿ, ಯಾವನೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಆಂಧ್ರ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಿಂದ ಗಾಂಜಾ ತಂದಿದ್ರೆ ಲಾರಿ ಅಡ್ಡ ಹಾಕಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಹಿಡಿತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಪೆಡ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅವನ ಕೀಸೆಯಿಂದ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಸೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ರೀತಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೈಟೆಕ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಸಿಂಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇಶನ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇನ್ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಟೆಡ್. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕೇಪಬಲ್ ಇನಫ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಸಚ್ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್. ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಿಮ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಎರಡನೇದು ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಂಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ದಿನನೇ ನಾವು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ 45 ದಿನ ನಂತರ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ 10 ದಿನ ತನಕ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ 5 ದಿನ ನಂತರ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರು ಸಾಕು, ನಿಮ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, ಅದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ NDPS ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. NDPS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. 2 ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಒಂದು 27B, ಎರಡನೇದು 20 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೆಡ್ಲರ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, 20, 21, 22 ಅಲ್ಲ. 27B ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂಸರ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ಲಿ ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ 27B ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು FIR ಬುಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈಗ 27B ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 10,000 rupees ಫೈನ್ ಅಥವಾ 6 months ಜೈಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನೀವು ಈ 27B ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಅದೇ 10,000 ಫೈನ್ ಇದಿಲ್ಲ, 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಫೈನ್ ಇದೆ, ಸಣ್ಣ ಕೇಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಜೈಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಅಸೆಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಅದೇ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪುನಃ ನೀವು ಡ್ರಗ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಜೈಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ, ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಅಫೆಂಡರ್ ಆಗಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸಲ ನೀವು 27B ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ನಾವು ರೌಡಿ ಶೀಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಿಮ್ದು ಫರ್ದರ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಫರ್ದರ್ ಜಾಬ್ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವುದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕಾನೂನು ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇದೆ, NDPS ಕಾನೂನು. NDPS ಕಾನೂನು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಷಯ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ಉಳಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾನೂನಲ್ಲೂ the prosecution has to prove that the case is that the accused has done the offense, whereas in NDPS cases the accused has to prove that he has not done the offense. ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನೀವು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವಂತ ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 500 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಗಾಡಿದು ಬಾಣದಿಂದ ಹಿಂದೆ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಹೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನಿಮ್ದು. ನೀವು ಅದು ಯಾರು ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಂದಿಟ್ರು, ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು, ನಿಮ್ದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ನಂದಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರೋ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಂದು ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡುದು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಆ ತರ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಟು ಪ್ರೂವ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸ್ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಲೀಗಲ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ IPC ಮತ್ತು CRPC ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತ ಪವರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ರಿಕ್ವಿಸಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಯಾವ ವಿಟ್ನೆಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ರಿಕ್ವಿಸಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಬಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ವಿಕ್ಟಿಮ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಪವರ್ಸ್ to defend your side. So even for for a pastime idella ಏನು ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Do not ever think of coming to the side of drug consumption or drug peddling. ಇನ್ನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವಿಷಯ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಪೆಡ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. US ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಪಿರಸಿ ಇದೆ, 1980s ಆಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಮ್ಯಾರಿಜುವಾನ ಇಲ್ಲೀಗಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಪಿರಸಿ ಇದೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಏನೋ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಸಿ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ಇದೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪೇನ್ ಕಿಲ್ಲರ್ ಇದೆ, ಈ ತರ ತುಂಬಾ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. But do not go into all these arguments, because at the end of the day, the law of the land, law of our country is what will prevail. All these arguments you can do on an intellectual forum. You can talk with your legislatures for any changes in policies if you want. But as long as the law exists and it exists for a good reason, there is no reason why any of you should violate it. ಈಗ ಉದಾಹರಣಕ್ಕೆ people can't even hold their alcohol. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರಬಹುದು. People after consumption of alcohol end up doing so much of domestic violence and many offenses, and later claim that they were drunk, which has absolutely no legal validity or support to you. So, in a country where alcohol itself is creating problems, don't even assume what you cannot even imagine the problems that consuming marijuana can impact on this society. ಸೊ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವಿಷಯ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಸ್ವತಃ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದರದೇ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇಂಟೆಲೆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಜಸ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಆ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಬೇಡ. ವೆನ್ ದ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, ಟ್ರೈ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಬೈಡ್ ಬೈ ಇಟ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಯು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಮ್ಯಾರಿಜುವಾನ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾರಿಜುವಾನ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಮ್ಯಾರಿಜುವಾನ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಮ್ಯಾರಿಜುವಾನ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಮ್ಯಾರಿಜುವಾನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಅದರದ್ದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಅಡಿಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ is less than 1/100th of a cigarette. That I agree. If you start having cigarettes and you might get addicted to cigarettes, you start having ganja, you might not get addicted to ganja as much as it's addicted to cigarette. But the effect it has on you is way more. Additionally, most importantly, many scientific research has shown that repeated use of marijuana has caused loss of brain cells. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಏನು ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಮೇಟ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಿ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಯರೀಸ್, ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ and ended up in the drain. Somehow, because they studied in good colleges, they were able to pick up later, many years later, and somehow managed. But they all fell way short of their potential of where they should have reached. ಈಗ ಹೆಂಗೋ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು, ಈಗ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ತರ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಾರ್ ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದೇ ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಿಲ್ ದೆಮ್ಸೆಲ್ವ್ಸ್, ಕಿಲ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಲಾ ಅಬೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್, who are who has never broken a rule. They will go and crash on them who have been driving peacefully. This is one side of it. Secondly, ganja and the addiction in the end, people have started stealing from their own homes. People have started becoming thieves. People have started dacoity gangs for the purpose of getting money. Or yen secure togoltare, as simple as starting from any mobile phones, even electric wires line set ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ electric wires cut ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಂಗಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಉದುರಿ ಅಂಗಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. To that extent and to that low level, people are stooped so that they can attend to their cravings. So this is the second thing. Third thing, under extreme intoxication, there have been occurrences of sexual violences against people in their homes, their own relatives, their own close relatives. I won't want to tell what kind of relatives. I am assuming you cannot understand. So to that extent, ಒಂದು ವಿವೇಕ ಹಾಗೂ ವಿವೇಚನ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಕೂಡ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತದೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಲೈಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಸೇರಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಗ್ತಾ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪಿಂಕ್ ಫ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಹಾಡ್ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಹೆಂಗಿತ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. That is one side you will see in movies, one side it is glorified everywhere. One side which is shown as coolness, whereas it has absolutely no coolness factor whatsoever. If somebody tells you that consuming ganja or any form of drug is cool, then you should have pity on that person. You should tell that person, try and reform that person. If he does not reform, it's okay. At least don't let you yourself go and fall into that trap. Idu next important ವಿಷಯ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ NDPS ಕಾಯ್ದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಒಫೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರು ನನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೇಲಬಲ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು ಈ ಕಾಯ್ದೆಯನ್ನು ತುಂಬಾ ಲೈಟ್ಲಿ ತಗೋಬಾರ್ದು. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೋರ್ ದನ್ ದ ರೂಲ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ದಟ್ ನನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಇಂಡಲ್ಜ್ ಇನ್ ಸಚ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್. because it has such long-term impacts which even you cannot imagine. ಆ ತರ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇದೆ regarding drugs and drug consumption. So I know I've talked on a very, very somber note on this aspect, but my purpose of coming to this talk and talking with you is that one, I de-glamorize the consumption of drugs, and secondly, to understand the consequences that it will have. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಕೆಲವರು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವರು ಸಣ್ಣ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂಗಡಿಗಳು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ, ತಾಯಿ ಕೆಲವರು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ತಾಯಿ ಕೆಲವರು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಈಗ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಟೀಜಿಯಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನಫ್. ಒನ್ ಸಿಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ yours is enough to break the whole family, to ruin your whole family. ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಅವನು ಆ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲೋ ಆ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಡಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರು, ನಿಮ್ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಡಲ್ ಅವರ ಅಪ್ಪನಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ನ ಮಗ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಒಳಗೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾನಲ್ವಾ, ಗಾಂಜಾ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನಲ್ವಾ, ಅವನದೇ ಮನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು it is my humble request that do not go in this direction. Bangalore City Police has been acting very proactively on this regard. If it were not for Corona and Corona lockdown, we would have done this program in a very grand scale, of course involving all of you, because that is not currently possible as per the COVID rules. We are doing the bare minimum, at least to spread an awareness to all of you. So ಇಷ್ಟು ವಿಷಯಗಳು ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿತ್ತು. ಇದು ಮೀರಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಈಗ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ. ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಡೂಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ಸ್, ಏನಾದ್ರು ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಈಗಲೇ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, sir, for that very informative message. I would now like to introduce our guest speaker and resource person, Mr. Suhan Alva. Mr. Alva has completed his Bachelor in Arts, majoring in journalism at St. Aloysius College. He has worked in several capacities as a TV anchor, VJ, Master of Ceremony, event manager, public relations with leading brands, and also as a celebrity manager who has worked with several actors, musicians, cricketers, and politicians. He is also known for working as a youth activist for several social causes. Mr. Alva is a philanthropist involved actively with NGOs working towards the upliftment of the underprivileged and the marginalized. He is also the program coordinator for the Drug Awareness and Road Safety Awareness Program organized by the Mangalore City Police. Mr. Alva is also recognized and felicitated by various organizations as a youth icon and COVID warrior. He is also a spokesperson for various televisions and raises his voice on many social issues. I now request Mr. Alva to address the gathering.
A very good evening to one and all. Very happy to be a part of this beautiful program that's been organized by Roshni College in association with Mangalore City Police. So first of all, I would like to thank all the staff members of Roshni College, especially Sarik ma'am and Principal Madam Juliet, and the host and also all the coordinators for inviting me for this beautiful program. So I take this as a social responsibility and a privilege to address you all today and to speak a few words how to the role of youth in curbing drug menace in our society. So my dear friends, today as a youngster, I feel very sad to see many youngsters getting into this drug menace. Hundreds and hundreds of known people in Mangalore city are also getting addicted to this. And also it's not just an issue that we are facing in our Mangalore, but globally. Millions and millions of youngsters are getting involved in this drug menace and they're just spoiling their life. So earlier, as our DCP sir spoke and told, the Mangalore City Police has taken a strong step in curbing this drug menace in our city. And they have also, today it's a International Day against drug menace and to curb drug menace and illicit trafficking. So on this day, morning, the city police have burnt over more than 300 kgs of, all these chemicals and drugs and all these kind of things. They've burnt it today, and they're helping our youngsters to build a good nation tomorrow. So first of all, let me start by saying in Mangalore City, for the past many years, we have been seeing many of our youngsters getting involved in these activities. And any person, if it's booked under the NDPS Act, that is the Narcotic Drug and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985, he or she cannot join any kind of government jobs. Today, our youngsters, as a youngster, will have a dream of achieving something. Our parents will have a dream of us youngsters getting into something, achieving some good things in life. But our youngster, what do we do? Because of peer pressure, friends, we have a friend circle. Because of their influence, we think of, let's try what this thing is. So we'll have that curiosity in college days when our friends are smoking up something. So we'll feel like, okay, we need to give it a try. But because of that, what 35% of youngsters who have started consuming drug for the first time for fun of a curiosity have been addicted to this. And to get out of this, it's not an easy thing. It's like a chakra vyuha, we say. Once we get into this, it's very, very difficult for us to get out of this. So I've been seeing many of these youngsters who are spoiling their future. I see many of them in the rehab centers. I see many of them behind bars. So this is what is happening today. And as a youngster, we need to curb this. We need to stand together, and we need to speak against those people who are getting involved in this. And there are many youngsters, for the source of income, they've started doing something called as peddling. Not just students, there are many people who come near the college gates and they start supplying or giving all these kind of drugs. Initially, what they do is, they don't charge. They give it for free. They try to build our friendship and they give it for free. Why do they give it for free? Because we consume it. And once we consume these kind of drugs, for happiness or for such kind of fun, temporary pleasure, we start consuming it, and we become addicts. So once we become addicted to these kind of drugs, tomorrow to get out of this, it's very difficult for us. Also, there's another scariest thing that is going on in our society, my dear friends. That is called narco-terrorism. Yes, narco-terrorism is very active and it is happening in our country today. So what is this narco-terrorism? This is one of the very scariest things that is happening. And according to this, I can give you a simple example of Udta Punjab. Udta Punjab movie. So I guess you guys have watched it. Youngsters, many of them have watched this movie. So in Udta Punjab movie, so we have some countries that are planning these kind of narco-terrorism. And initially in Punjab, हर घर में एक बच्चा देश का योद्धा बनता था. So once upon a time, there was a era when in Punjab, every youngster from one house, say one youngster used to get into the Indian Armed Forces and serve the country. But today, 48% of youngsters used to get into the armed forces from Punjab initially, but today it is only 14%. So it's only 14%. Where are the rest of the youngsters? The rest of the youngsters are behind bars. The rest of the youngsters are in rehabilitation centers. So what is happening? So the countries which are against our country are using this as a weapon against our country and exploit our youngsters, because of which this narco-terrorism has increased. So speaking about narco-terrorism, there are two sides of our country. One we call it as the Golden Crescent. So Golden Crescent, the countries are Iran, Afghan, and Pakistan, which are sending the opium drugs to our country. And from the other end, we have got another thing that's called Golden Triangle. So what is this Golden Triangle? Golden Triangle is Burma, Laos, and Thailand. From these countries, they are involved in sending us MDMA, pills, and LSD, and these kind of synthetic drugs. So what are we doing today? So as DCP sir told earlier, all of us youngsters going to various parts of our country like Goa or other parts, to consume for parties and all that. What do? We consume all these kind of drugs for passion, so that our friends also be happy and get into this. So we are spoiling our own life. And one more thing I would like to say, the gateway to drugs is smoking and consuming alcohol. These are the gateway for us to start drugs. Today, just for passion or for stress or whatever, we start smoking. And tomorrow we'll get addicted to smoking. So because of which we'll be like, let's try what is marijuana, and we'll start smoking marijuana too, and we'll get addicted to those kind of stuff as well. So all we need to do is we need to stay away from people who influence us in trying these kind of drugs. So one more thing is that tomorrow in future, we are going to be parents. So once we are going to be parents tomorrow, after a few years, we'll all get married, correct? So once we get married tomorrow, we'll have our own family, we'll have a future. And when being a parent, if we are consuming drugs, what message are we giving for our children? To give a simple example, I had seen one of my friend, his dad used to consume marijuana. And since dad used to consume marijuana, this boy from his high school days, he started consuming this marijuana. And because of him, his friends started consuming it. So it was very easy for him. It was available in a very easier way. How? Because it was available in his house. So by doing this, we are spoiling our future, not our life. We are also ruining our families as well. So we need to think about that also. So one more thing, my dear friends. Special thanks to Mangalore City Police for being very active. Also, the narcotics team and also the crime branch team, they are working hard so that this drug menace is curbed in our city. And also, in majority of the colleges, these kind of activities should be done. The awareness program should be done. Why? Because the impact of using drugs, the impact of consuming drugs has to be told to every children, so that the youngsters, we do not get into these kind of things. So, since my college days, I've seen many of my friends who are getting into this. Many of my friends, I've seen them getting into drug and spoiling their lives, ruining their lives. So now we will not get to know the impact of this. Now we'll start consuming it. But later, in the upcoming days, we'll psychiatric or in some hospital. And the third option is we are going to lose. This is what is going to happen tomorrow in future. So let us not get into this. And as sir told earlier, if you're a consumer of drug, any form of drugs, you'll be booked under Section 27B NDPS Act. So which will put us to bars for 6 months or pay 10,000 rupees penalty. So once we're booked under this section, tomorrow we are not able to fly anywhere. We are going to stay in this country. We need to come to the police station and we need to sign. And we need to run behind the court. So we need to keep running, and we are spoiling our own life, my dear friends. Also, many of our youngsters are doing this, something they call peddling. So peddling also, there is, if I'm not wrong, it is a non-bailable offense. So you have to sit behind bars. If you have been caught with selling these banned substances, tomorrow we need to sit behind bars, and tomorrow we don't have a future. We are going to ruin our lives tomorrow, my dear friends. Also, 35% of youngsters, as I told earlier, are consuming drugs for curiosity. What curiosity is this these drugs give? First, we start out of curiosity, we start consuming drugs and all that. But later on, once we become addicted, we are going to lose our life. Also, for police officials, it is not a big thing to catch hold of these youngsters or the people who are consuming drugs. Why? Because there are various methods. If we think today we are going to smoke marijuana or we are going to consume a drug, maybe it's just for a day, and from tomorrow, day after, we are not able to, nobody can catch us. These youngsters have this kind of a mindset. Women are going to consume next time, so nobody will get to know about this and all that. As sir told earlier, it is going to stay in our body for more than 45 days. If not a blood test, urine test. If not urine test, there's something called as haircut test and nails. There are many, many methods. Recently, I hope we have all witnessed some of our film actors getting into drug means. We have seen many of these Bollywood actors, also the Kannada Sandalwood film industry, many film actors, who are involved in these kind of things, and they spoil their career. So tomorrow we all have a beautiful future ahead. Since we are the youngsters today, it is our responsibility to cut these kind of antisocial things which are going to spoil the society and which is going to ruin not just our lives, our families as well. Tomorrow, once we're involved in these kind of things, our family is going to suffer. Our family members, even they are going to face lots and lots of problem in the society as well. We say, let's not worry about society. Let's not think about what people are going to speak. It's good for us, but not for our family. Our family has been taking care of us since our birth. Today, if we are all youngsters today studying in a college, it's our parents and our family who's taking care of us, and because of their support. But is this something that we're giving back to them? No. We need to stop consuming drugs. We need to respect the law of this land. Many of my friends, the youngsters, when I speak about drug consuming and when I tell them not to consume drugs, and when I request them, when I try to tell them what are the impacts of consuming drugs in the upcoming days, one thing they're going to tell me, It is legal in that country, it is legal in this country. Some of them say in Canada it's legal, some of them say in US it's legal, so why not in India? It is because of all these kind of, marijuana, for example. Since many of the youngsters are consuming marijuana today, let me speak about marijuana. They say marijuana has got very medical benefits and, very something called Ayurvedic and very herbal, and it is going to help us, to get rid of all diseases and stuff. First thing I would like to tell you, my friends, we have a history. We are living in a historical country. So our country has history. So since, if at all you guys have to believe that, just imagine our country is such an Ayurvedic country, and majority of our country people follow all these kind of herbal things and all that. Why wouldn't we make it legal? It is not just going to affect our physical, also our mental health. It is going to affect us. They say by smoking marijuana we can get a peace of mind. No, it is all a trap. It is bullshit. It is not at all going to help us in any way. It is just going to ruin our life. We are going to suffer tomorrow because of consuming these things, my dear friends. And they say this is a lobby which has been done by these medical companies and other. But we live in a land where this is not permitted to consume nor sell. This is not at all allowed to consume in our country. And we need to obey the law of this land, or else we are going to end up staying behind bars. So as youngsters, what we can do? What is our role? So initially, if at all we have our friend circle, so we'll have many of our friends whom we know are consuming these kind of drugs. How can we help them? We need to talk to them. We need to ask them to go for counseling. We need to support them. Instead of just making fun, he's a druggie, he smokes up Chelsea, he's all that. Let's not do all that. If at all we know somebody who's consuming drugs, what do? We can just contact any counselor, or we can just talk to them and give them that motivation, and we can just get them out of this. That is our role, and we need to follow this, because we need to build a good society. And the youngsters today are going to be our country's backbone. We are the strength of our country. And if we youngsters are getting into these kind of drugs and we are spoiling our life, tomorrow our country is going to suffer a lot, my dear friends. Tomorrow we need to be the strength, not the weakness of our country. The youngsters are the strength of this country. We need to get into our armed forces. We need to get into this government job. We need to become something good tomorrow. We need to achieve something in life. But what are we going to do? But what are we doing now? Many youngsters are getting into these kind of things. Tomorrow, many of them will have a dream of becoming a police officer. So if one case is registered on us regarding these kind of NDPS Act, tomorrow we cannot get into any kind of government jobs. So we are spoiling our life. So let us not do it. Let us all stay away from it. Also, I want to request for all my dear youngster friends that there is another thing that is happening today, as we see in many of these clubs, pubs, and etc. in many of these kind of places. I'm not anybody to tell you guys not to go for pubs or not to go for any parties and all that. So whenever you guys do it, beware of people who mix all these drugs on your drink. You might be drinking a soft drink, you might be drinking any kind of mocktails or whatever. But there are people who are going to mix these drugs and give it to you. And because of this, after consuming it, they're going to sexually abuse you. They're going to assault you. This is happening in many parts of our country. And thankfully, such cases are not reported in our city, I believe. So let's not give it a chance. Also, we need to be very careful on these kind of people. Also, whenever we drink, they spike our drinks. They spike our drinks and they make us get hallucinated, and they're going to use us physically. So these kind of cases we watch all these scenes in the movie, but it is happening in real life. This is happening in real life. So I believe all our dear young friends, the young minds who are watching this, I feel it's high time for us to, be a part of this awareness program campaign, and we can curb this menace by joining hands together. And if at all we know somebody who is doing these kind of things, at least influencing someone to consume drugs, let us get to the notice of our city police. I know for a fact that the city police is very friendly when it comes to these kind of matters. And if at all somebody who's watching this is consuming and have no idea how to get out of this, you can always coordinate or talk to your college staffs, or you can also approach the Mangalore City Police. They are going to help you. Definitely, they are going to help you. Why? Because we all are youngsters now. So if at all we are planning to quit this addiction, it is very easy for us to get out of this. But tomorrow, once we become a huge addict for these kind of drugs, it is not at all easy for us to come out of this. At the end, what is going to happen? We are going to lose our lives. So my dear friends, please, please, please do not get into these kind of drugs, and do not consume these kind of drugs, so that we can have a healthy society and we can all live together. And the one who consumes drugs will not live for a long time. He's going to lose his life very soon. He's going to lose his life very soon. So keep this in your mind and let us not consume drugs. And if somebody is consuming drugs, it is our responsibility to get that person out of this. And we have to give him another life. And let's not make fun of them. Nor let's tease them. Nor let's, make some kind of a spread some rumors about him saying he's a druggie and he has nothing to do. And also rehabilitation centers, there are many rehabilitation centers in Mangalore also. So if somebody is consuming drugs, if somebody needs any kind of help, they can definitely come to these rehabilitation centers. I feel their identity also will be it will be remain as confidential. It won't be spread out in the medias, because if at all you're caught tomorrow, it's going to come on newspapers, on WhatsApp, social media. It's going to spread everywhere. Imagine we are consuming and tomorrow our friends say, the request was not to consume. They give their guidance. But if at all we are caught tomorrow, our pictures will be circulated all around the social media, my dear friends. The press thing that will be there, we can see our photos all around by consuming or peddling drugs, and there'll be a case against us. And our own friends will go away from us. Our own family will listen. Let's not do it. Let us also not encourage the one who are consuming drugs. If somebody is consuming drugs, let us raise our voice against. Let us talk to him. Let us help them to get out of this. So it is not a difficult thing, for as a youngster, for one person to get out somebody of who's involved in these kind of drugs. Also, as a youngsters, let's focus on giving something back to the society. So I have a team that is called Team Cause as an NGO. We have many youngsters with us who are working for the good of society, for the betterment of society. So all we do is we have to serve and give it back to the society. As a social responsibility, we have little responsibility that we need to give it back to the society. Let's do it. Let's not get into these kind of drugs or these kind of chemicals or whatever it is, just for a fun or a curiosity basis to try it and then spoil our lives. Because I've seen this whenever it's New Year. I've seen many of my friends going to Goa. For what purpose? They say for party purpose. But what happens in Goa? What is happening in Goa? And they get addicted to it. They come back to Mangalore. They want to do it in Mangalore. So what they do, they contact somebody. Through somebody, they'll try arranging all these chemicals. And it was very easy for everybody to get these kind of chemicals, especially in Manipal side also, in Mangalore also. But Mangalore City Police is very active. Recently also, they've caught more than 200 kilo of marijuana. They've seized, they've arrested, and those criminals are behind bars. So whoever's associated with this definitely will be caught. If not today, tomorrow they will be behind bars. So let's not do it. Let us, if we know somebody who's doing this, let's give them a good life. Let us also get them back from this trap. This trap is also very sad that not just youngsters, all these college children, not just high school children also have started smoking marijuana today, because it is very easily available. But I hope in the upcoming days, if you are friends or somebody is doing it or someone is consuming it, you can raise your voice against them. And it is not that you're going to fight against them or something. It is your social responsibility to help your friend to get out of this trap. You're helping somebody so that you're giving him a new life. So let's do it. So let's not encourage somebody who's smoking or somebody who's consuming all these chemicals. So recently I read on some newspapers the LSD papers. So when I saw the LSD paper on some media, it looked like the God picture, some Hindu two gods photos were in the picture. And I was surprised to know what is this thing. And that's when I read about it, I got to know for more information. This is some hallucinating paper that's called LSD. And by consuming that paper, many people are going to become psychiatric, and it's going to affect them a lot. For curiosity, they try this. For curiosity, for once they try and they feel happy and they'll be on cloud nine is a feeling, what I read on the internet. They say they are on a cloud nine feeling, but this is all temporary. All these feelings will be temporary, and definitely it is going to affect their mental health tomorrow. And either we'll find them somewhere in a psychiatric hospital, or we'll find them in some rehabilitation centers. So let's help people who are involved in this, who are suffering in it. So by saying this, I would like to end my talk. So also I request everyone to share all these posters. That is today, since it's an International Day against let's all on our social media platforms, let's all share a poster. Let's all just create a hashtag, say no to drugs, and let's all let's all pledge that we are not going to consume drugs, and definitely we are going to help somebody who's consuming. We are going to help that person get out of this. So let's all pledge, and as youngsters, let's all stand united and stand together to curb this drug menace, not just in our Mangalore, but across the country and globally. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for that edifying message. Now, if the participants in the session have any questions, kindly do use the chat box or feel free to ask them directly.
I have a question.
Go on, you can ask them.
Yeah, so I just was wondering, despite the lockdown, are there increase in cases of people using drugs, or are there decrease in cases? Just wondered. Does it really have an impact that when there is a lockdown because people stay at home, are there a reduce in cases, or are the cases still the same, or have they increased in number?
So I feel
Akshay, you're not audible.
Ma'am, do you want me? I'll just
Please
type it
type your
down.
question in the chat box.
I'll type it down. Yeah.
So I just heard the question. So she said, is there an increase in consumption of drugs during lockdown? It's reduced. I feel the right person to answer is the DCP, sir. So since I couldn't find him, so I would like to say, since according to my knowledge, it is increasing, because there are another alternate methods for consuming drugs. For example, it was last time, speaking of last year lockdown, so I got this information from an authorized person. So last year lockdown, since the drugs were not available in a huge number, what many of these youngsters used to do is they used to consume cough syrup, and because of which many of them are admitted in many hospitals. So there was the highest consumption in the cough syrup in the medical stores, and this happened last year. So this came to notice of the city police, and they had managed, tracing who are these kind of youngsters, and they sent them to rehabilitation centers and hospitals. So this is the information that I wanted to share.
Thank you, sir.
There are questions in the chat box. Rose, I think so you can read them out so that the speakers can answer the questions.
Sir, there is a question from Anushita on the chat box saying there are, I hope you read it.
If you could just ask the question, it will be very easy.
Okay, I'll read out the question to you.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. There are many parents who abandon their kids once they are addicted to drugs. What happens to those kids later on? That's one question.
As far as my knowledge, there's psychiatrists who can, talk to those kids and also their parents can meet the psychiatrist instead of abandoning their children. According to me, it's a crime. Abandoning their children just for consumption of drugs is a crime, and I feel the parents also will be punished if they do these kind of acts. So instead, what they need to do is they can contact a psychiatrist. There'll be a psychiatrist who will take care of their children, and they'll be admitting them to some rehabilitation center so that once the children is fine, they can get back home. Instead of abandoning children, it is our social responsibility as a parent, and it's our personal responsibility also to take care of our children instead of abandoning them.
The next question, sir, is that are animals even affected because of such exposure of chemicals?
Animals, no, I don't think so. The animals can get affected, but if at all, I've seen some videos where youngsters have tried giving all these chemicals to some animals, and those animals at the end they're going to die. We're just going to kill animals, and also it is getting affected because of all these chemicals. Since mixture of water. If at all any chemical is mixed in some water or something, if the animals consume it, definitely the animals are going to die. When they have life, when they are going to die. So let's not encourage any such kind of acts. And if you find any such kind of act, you can also always contact the animal care trust or any animal activists so that they can raise their voice against it.
There's one more question, sir, from Aditi. How do you control and prevent addiction to items not classified as hard drugs? Example, whitener thinning fluids, which are widely sold and freely available and not banned.
So, for example, now whitener. So, whitener, the purpose of using whitener is something else. So, why do we use a whitener? We use a whitener because if you have some kind of correction, just to erase it, we use whitener. But also, some youngsters are consuming something called they inhale these very quick tubes, gum, and petrol. So, by these kind of things, they are going to affect their health. So there is no alternate method, so that we can't ban petrol, we can't ban fuel, we can't ban whiteners. So instead, what we need to do is we should have something called as self-realization, and we need to stop using these kind of things, or else we are going to end up in some kind of hospital, or tomorrow we'll start consuming drugs, the hard drugs, and we are going to spoil our life. So it should be on our own. If at all somebody in our friend circle, we see someone who is doing this, let us inform authorities so that we can save him, we can help him to get out of that, because it's an addiction. I've seen the youngsters, many of the high school students do this because they don't get all these hard drugs. It's very difficult for them to find hard drugs. So what they do is they take all this very quick kind of a gum and they inhale it, and because of that they get some sasta nasha, what we call. So because of that, they're spoiling their life, they're ruining their life. And those kind of children who are doing this in high school, once they come to 10th standard or first period, they'll start smoking up. And after that, they're going to smoke up. And after that, they're going to consume hard drugs, and then they're going to die. So what is going to happen? So let us not do it.
So the next question is, how can we help a person who is addicted to drugs and alcohol?
So yeah, alcohol is a legal drug, but consuming too much of alcohol also will make us land in rehabilitation center or in a hospital. It is going to affect our life. And also the one who's consuming drugs and alcohol together, that can be the worst thing that can ever happen. It is going to hallucinate them in the upcoming days, and at the end, exactly, it's nothing but they're going to lose their life. So for example, I've read about some cases where many of these youngsters who used to consume drugs quit drugs. They just got out of this because of somebody's influence. They quit drugs, and after they quit drugs, they started consuming alcohol. So because of which there'll be a chemical reaction in their mind, and once they consume the alcohol, they're going to become very aggressive. So once they become very aggressive, they get into criminal activities, such as stabbing somebody or killing someone, or any kind of rape, or for such kind of matter, any such kind of criminal activities. They're going to involve themselves, and at the end they'll end up in jail, they'll end up in hospital and or rehabilitation center. So let's never encourage alcohol along with the drugs, nor both is bad. Both of them, alcohol is also bad, also drugs is bad. But alcohol, since is allowed in our country, I'm just saying.
There's another interesting question by Rohit. In countries where drug use is non-criminalized, I think like Italy and Portugal, the entire drug use has fallen and additional mafia revenue has also fallen. So what views do the authorities have on this? That's his question.
So, according to my knowledge, drug gives the second highest revenue for in the world. Second highest revenue. So first is the arm, the weapons and all that, and second highest income has been given by drugs. That is why some of these countries, what they do, they've legalized it. But at the end, when we are in our country, we need to respect and obey the law of this land. And the law of this land says we are not supposed to consume any sort of drugs which is not prohibited in this land. And if we consume it, we are going to end up facing trials or jail or whatever the government has to do. So if at all in any other country it is being used, let's get this fact straight that it is giving them income, that country revenue. The second highest generated revenue in the world is drugs, and but the countries are not watching the side effects. But what the country is watching is the revenue, and that is why they've legalized it. So let's think about it. And these kind of drugs don't have any kind of medicinal benefits, nor they've got any kind of health benefits or something like that.
So there's another question. Why don't governments ban cigarettes and other tobacco products if they are so injurious to health?
So as far as my knowledge, in our country, tobacco, the selling of tobacco is legal. Selling of alcohol is legal. But as far as my knowledge is just because of the revenue that has been given to the country, the income generation, and maybe job opportunities has been given. So wine shop, we see in the bar, there are hundreds of people who are employed. So maybe, and they're in the factories where they manufacture alcohol, there are thousands and thousands of laborers who are working there. And it depends on the government as well. So our Indian government is permitted to for the sale of alcohol and also for the sale of liquor. But for example, in a cigarette packet, it is clearly mentioned that what are the effects that is going to happen once we consume cigarette. We can see the posters. And also one more thing is they are not allowed to publicize in general. For example, ad. So the cigarette companies are not permitted to give ads. Now the alcohol companies can, make ads. Not they can give any kind of advertisements and stuff. So government, there are talks going on that the government should ban liquor. So maybe in some states of our country, the government has banned gudkha, liquor. So, but it depends on the state government, as I told you, since it's an income generating source for them.
Thank you, sir. There's one more question. What are the chances that a chronic drug addict can completely get weaned off drugs if rehabilitated?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. Can you please repeat?
Yeah. What are the chances that a chronic drug addict can completely get weaned off drugs if rehabilitated?
So only his willpower will help him, to come back and have a strong mentality, saying that, yes, I'm done with this. I'm not going to consume this anymore. We need to have a very strong mindset and very strong willpower. Only these things can help us to get out of this trap. This trap, I would call it, a chronic trap, the drug addiction trap.
Thank you, sir. I think we're running out of time, and so we'd have to end this session soon. I thank you all for actively participating. I now request our principal, Dr. Juliet CJ, to administer the pledge.
Good evening. Before administering the pledge, I just would like to say a few words, because all of you have been discussing about why countries are not declaring drugs as illegal. So many questions are in our minds. But then the choice is ours. The choice is ours. Once you have heard today from afternoon, I am listening to the ill effects, the maximum, the gravity of the situation that is there today with regard to substance abuse. So when we listen to all this, then we need to make a choice. pro-life choice, we have to make a choice. We want to live happily, we can live. Okay, why should we lose our life? So that is important, students. So that's why, first of all, I would like to ask you a question. Do you all agree that we go for a tobacco-free, and we haven't added this today. Our main focus was tobacco-free campus, okay, tobacco-free educational institution. We declared Roshni as a tobacco-free educational institution. Can we also go for declaring ourselves as a drug-free or substance-free? Altogether, we can say substance-free educational institution, which will lead to the well-being of our students. I feel that is very important today. What is your opinion? Maybe you can tell us, okay? Tell Ms. Sari Kankita. Ms. Sari Kankita, you can tell ma'am, what are your opinions about this? And how can we help one another in the campus? In the campus to take proactive activities, pro-life activities. So you all are very, very talented, and I know our students are really talented students. You can perform very well wherever you go. So such a vibrant group of students should continue to be vibrant in all pro-life activities. So with this, if we are ready to take the oath, let us take the oath. Okay, so I will just present to you how we declared ourselves as a tobacco-free institution. And when the pledge comes, please keep your right hand over the shoulder, left shoulder, and let us take the pledge. As I read, you silently you can accept it. Okay, thank you so much. Please wait. On this International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking 2021, let us as partners and members of Roshni Nilaya take this oath. I understand that tobacco as well as substance addiction is a disease and it has serious physical, emotional, familial, social, and economic impacts. Effects that would hurt me, my family, my friends, and my institution. Given the serious after effects of tobacco and substance use, I accept and pledge to be away from all kinds of tobacco and substance abuse and prevent my friends and college mates
and
and
college
college mates
from falling victim to them.
from
from falling victim to them.
I pledge for a
I pledge for a
tobacco substance-free life
tobacco
tobacco substance-free life
and to work with others
and to work with others
work with others
to spread the truth,
to spread the truth,
with
tobacco
tobacco,
and substance abuse
and substance abuse
so that
so that
together we create
together we create
a tobacco-free,
a tobacco-free,
substance-free
substance-free
community.
community.
Thank you, students. Thank you, all the faculty. Thank you, Mr. Suhan, who is present here. And I also thank everyone who participated in this. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Associate Professor, Mrs. Cecilia Farida Goves to propose the vote of thanks.
Every time there is always something to be thankful for. And at this moment, I take great pleasure as IQAC coordinator to thank each and every one on behalf of the organizers for making this webinar possible. Heartfelt gratitude goes to our chief guest and keynote speaker, Shri Hariram Shankar, IPS, DCP Law and Order, Mangalore City Police. Thank you, sir, for taking time to be present today and for addressing our students on drug menace from the law and order side. Our gratitude goes to our guest speaker, Shri Suhan Alva, founder, Team Cause. Your message to our students on how youth can play a great role in curbing drug menace and how they themselves can keep them away from this problem. I'm sure your message was so powerful, but because when it comes from a young person and a dynamic person like you, I'm sure our youth will be a role model for others and try to prevent this drug menace. Thank you so much, Shri Suhan Alva, and also thank you for answering the queries of all our students. Thank you once again. We thank Shri Mahesh Prasad, Inspector, City Crime Branch, for collaborating with us, and Shri Ganesh Mulki Nayak for always guiding and helping us in organizing our activities. Big thank you goes to you all. We thank our principal, Dr. Juliet CJ, for delivering the presidential address and for always being a great strength of support in all our activities. Thank you, ma'am. A big thanks goes to the head of the Department of Criminology, undergraduate department, and Dean Student Progression, Ms. Sarik Ankita, for all the trouble that she has taken to organize this webinar. A big thanks goes to Shri Sandeep Yu, Assistant Professor, Department of Physical Education, and Mrs. Amrita Shetty, Assistant Professor of the Department of Criminology, for all their help. A big thanks goes to Dr. Kiran Prasad, IT Coordinator and Dean Administration, for all the technical help. Thank you, Rose Tarakan, for comparing today's program. I appreciate and thank all the students for participating in this program so actively, and I'm sure you will play a great role in curbing this menace and building a healthy society. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
In the absence of Sri Hariram Shankar, IPS, on behalf of the college management, I also would like to extend our gratitude to Sri Hariram Shankar for being with us and for the meaningful information that he has imparted to all of us with regard to the legal and criminal aspects of drug addiction. So I just I add to Professor Cecilia, ma'am, and thank Sir too. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. With that, we have now come to the end of this very fruitful session. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. Until we meet again, stay safe. Thank you.